I gotta give a 2 snaps towards the end of that last sentence, right? Because when we think about healing, oftentimes we can get caught up in the trap where our healing is dependent on something someone else has to do in order for us to feel that we can heal and move forward through that pain. And so hello, my name is Dr. Tisha Evans, and here with me is my wonderful co-host,
Carson Raquel.
And this is Be Well, a show created by Your Therapy Now. For more information on our services, visit yourtherapynow.com. All right, so what is the topic for today, Carson?
Today, we want to discuss how to heal when the hurt is reoccurring.
Yeah, so I hear this often where people say, oh my goodness, if this person would stop hurting me, if they would stop abusing me, or if this person would just leave out of my life, then I would be okay. The pain would stop. But how often do we know that that doesn't happen, right? Where we want someone to stop doing something and they choose to do otherwise. And so part of healing is really saying, okay, what is in my control to do? They may choose to do what they need to do, but what can I do to control the healing in my life? And the first one is to ask yourself, why is this hurt? Or why is this the person who's hurting me? Why is it still continuing? Right? And that's a hard question to ask, because what it does is it takes the light off the other person and puts the light onto you. Like, what am I perhaps maybe doing to allow this person to continue to hurt me? Or maybe what boundaries need to be set in order for me to communicate that what you're doing is not right. And doesn't mean to say that you are the reason or the root of that hurt, but oftentimes, people do to us what we let them do. And so it's really important to recognize, at least if you do have a part in the dynamic, what is that part? Mm-hmm. And can you do something to say, hey, I'm going to set a limit. If this person continues to hurt me or abuse me, then I may not be able to stay in this relationship, or I may need to pivot and shift.
Because there comes a time, and this is not to put blame on the person who is being hurt, but there comes a time when you have to step up and take ownership of what the problem is. It's raining outside today. If I was to stand outside and complain that I was getting wet, when would it be my fault that I was getting wet? Mm-hmm. If there is a way for me to either gather an umbrella or move to a place of covering or to go back inside, then it's on me. But it's not always the fact that where you can say, like, I'm being hurt by this person, they keep hurting me, and I'm stuck. It comes a point where you have to unstick yourself from the situation. And it does not negate your hurt. It does not negate that they're wrong. But it does mean that you have to take power back and set some boundaries.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's so important. Taking your power back. Sometimes we make decisions out of this position of, I'm powerless. Mm-hmm. And when you have the mindset of I'm powerless, and that's your compass, then it can lead you down a road where it's not healthy. But really taking this position of, no, I have power to make the changes I need to make in my life. And so that's a really good point that you're bringing up, Carson. You touched upon boundaries. I really want to highlight that. Boundaries and limits is so important. Check out our series on boundary setting, where we talked about how to have healthy boundaries in your relationships. Also, too, creating a space for yourself. It's really about asking, what is it that I need to reduce or prevent this hurting from happening when the person keeps hurting me time over again and again, right? And so that space is going to look different for me. It's going to look different for you, right? And the space may be, okay, I need time to think about what I need for my healing. I need time to think about my next step. I need time to be around people who really support me in making healthy choices. Sometimes we go to people, but they're not supporting you in making healthy decisions. So you got to have your crew, and that might be 1 to 2 people, where they help you think outside the box and think about making a decision that's going to be instrumental in your healing.
And I think this goes into communication also, because we have to make sure that we're clear with our boundaries, with what we need. I remember I had a boundary where I just needed somebody to stop touching me, and they continued to touch me, and I, would say, hey, don't touch me anymore. And then they continue to do it. So I didn't even enforce my boundary. But then I was upset that they kept on invading my space. And either I wasn't clear and I didn't take a next step to enforce what I needed to enforce. But I'm over here carrying around some hurt about them not honoring the boundary or the space that I've created. So there's also, you need to be clear and you have to communicate too that you are being hurt by the person who is hurting you.
That's huge, right? Communicating that this is happening, this is something I do not like, and it needs to stop. And if it doesn't stop, then this is a consequence for that. Yeah. So as you move forward through your week and through your journey, really taking a deep dive into, okay, am I with someone, or is there someone in my life, right? Because it doesn't always have to be a spouse or partner. It could be a coworker. It could be a family member. It could be someone you don't know well, right? Is there someone in my life where this hurt keeps reoccurring and it's really stopping me or hindering me from moving forward in my healing? So first, identify that. And then if that's the case, asking, okay, well, why is this reoccurring? What role am I playing in this reoccurring? And then taking steps to create some boundaries and taking steps to create a space for yourself so that you can heal.
Thank you so much for watching this week's episode. Check in with us, comment, like, share, inbox us. We're here to help you. We're here if you have any questions. We're here to be safe spaces for you, and just a resource. So please use us. And as always, be well. But when it comes to trauma, there has to be more work done to deal with our trauma. And some people, if you have not heard of this term, can have post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, where we experience this reoccurring trauma that we don't really know necessarily how to address. We may not be aware of our triggers that we encounter that make us feel that PTSD. And sometimes when trauma is not addressed, we forget where the trauma even started and why we have that experience.